Alrighty, welcome back, boys and girls. It's your main math man, Miss Shank, coming to you live from Walker Grant Middle School. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to work with this wonderful equations foldable. And so the way it works is like this. You're going to end up kind of making a nice little booklet that helps you and guides you through solving any equation at any point in time. All you need for this video are these 3 pages. Again, we have a blue bottom layer, we have an orange middle layer, and a yellow top layer, a pair of scissors, and a glue stick. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to see, okay, I have my blue page. Do not cut the blue wire. Again, do not cut this page. So, if you want to, you can set this one aside. Moving forward, with the orange and with the yellow, it's going to be the same exact thing. All you are going to do is you're going to cut around the outside. So I'm going to cut around this outside part. And then on where the dash line is, so I go horizontally, but I do make sure I stop right where it says layer. It has a solid bold line. I stop before I get to that point. Again, you should include where the pencil is at. So you want to make sure that that is still on there. So I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. So again, I can cut along the outside of where I'm at. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you are getting close. That is what matters. So cut along the outside. Do a little arts and crafts with shank and staff. And so, again, make sure that you can recycle your paper. That way it goes to a good place, not on the floor. And so now I have the page cut out, but I want to make sure I can cut horizontally. So right where the dash marks are, I'm going to cut horizontally into this page. Again, I stop right here, right where it says layer, or where it has that gluing tab. I make sure I stop right there. So I should be able to kind of see, again, it's not going to be able to come apart. It should stay intact. So I'm going to do that for each of those. Alright, one tab done. Move it aside, do the exact same for the yellow. So I'm going to cut down along the outside. Trying to keep those straight lines for ourselves, that way we know we're good. If you mess up, that's okay, but you want to make sure that you can see these directions first, so that way you don't have to make a mistake. Again, when you cut horizontally, please do stop where it has that word layer or where it has that vertical line. So you should end up with these 2 pages, the orange and yellow, that are cut along the outside and partially horizontally. So you should kind of have something that looks like this. Now you can take your wonderful glue stick, where it says on there as well. You want to make sure you can see. Okay, it says gluing tab. So I'm going to put glue all along right in here. So again, where it says glue, I can put a layer of glue. Again, this is the bottom page. So now I put my middle layer directly on top. So right where it has that gluing tab again, I'm going to put it right on top. So right on top, and you should be able to kind of see both. You're starting to see how this is going to turn out. You should be able to see that yes and no phrase on that far right side. So go ahead and press it down, make sure it's nice and sealed, and give it a couple seconds to let it dry. Then you're going to do the same thing with the yellow tab. So again, I'm going to put glue right where it says glue. I take my yellow page that I cut out, put it directly over top of where it says gluing tab. Press down to make sure it's sealed. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm done. Again, notice how it has these dash marks to make pages, and you can have that yes or no. So, for example, the way it works is like this. You would say, look at the equation. Are there any grouping symbols, yes or no? So if your answer was yes, you would say use the distributed property to multiply the number outside the parentheses by every term inside the parentheses. So for example, if you had 3 times the quantity x squared plus x minus 2, that is the same as 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. Or you could say the opposite of the quantity x minus 7 is the same as negative x plus 7. Again, for those two terms, let me actually zoom in so you can see a little bit better. For these two expressions, I should say, I had 3 as my coefficient. I multiplied each of the inside terms by a positive 3. On the second one, my coefficient is a negative 1, so I multiplied each of those terms inside the parentheses by negative 1. And so what you can do is you can go through any of those equations, be able to read the problem and say, okay, yes or no, and go through it. Again, I will do examples in the next video.